the key quote on Micah came from Jerry about how we got to see Micah go head-to-head with the defense, with the offense that everybody thought would get destroyed by Micah Parsons. And Jerry said, we didn't see that happen. And he said, I felt very good about the trade after watching that game.
Ooh.
That's the quote that made me stand up and applaud Jerry for the first time in a long, long time, because I'm just going to say it again. And I'm asking all you guys for help here, because I have said for 2 long years, Micah Parsons is overhyped and overrated. I keep hearing from guys on this panel, from every show I ever turn on, that Micah is all-time great, that he's in the same category with Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White and Charles Haley and Ray Lewis and Derek Brooks. And I'm like, I can't find it. I can't see it. Those guys that I just mentioned were contagious for their defenses. Von Miller was contagious for your Denver defense, where when you put that guy in, he rubs off on everybody. He inspires the whole unit to play up. If you watch the Netflix doc, which Gil definitely watched, about the Cowboy dynasty of the 90s, the whole thing flipped on one trade that Jerry Jones made for Charles Haley, because the 49ers said, more trouble than worth. And Dallas stole him from San Francisco and wound up playing San Francisco at Candlestick in the game of the year, the NFC Championship game that year, and Charles Haley wrecked the game. Troy Aikman has said even lately, no way I have 3 Super Bowl rings without Charles Haley, because he changed the way we played defense. Micah doesn't change the way anybody plays defense, and I can't find one game. I've watched every game he's played very closely now for 5 years, and I can't find one game against a good team on a big stage in a game of magnitude where I said, oh, he did that, or he did that, or he did that. I'm going to say it one more time. You guys get sick of me saying it, but he had 1 sack in 4 Dallas playoff games, and it came late against the 8 and 9 Buccaneers. The 8 and 9 Buccaneers featuring 45-year-old Tom Brady in a game Dallas was winning 31-14. The other 3 playoff games, he was a no-show in. I couldn't remember he even played. They were all 3 brutal losses for the Cowboys in the postseason. So Sunday night, Micah had a pretty quiet game except for 1 chase down sack. So now he has 2 sacks in 4 games, and this is it for Micah because he's on his best behavior, highly motivated to show the world Jerry did him wrong, and he should still be the highest paid Dallas Cowboy. You know, he's more valuable than Dak Prescott. And Jerry's saying, no, I favor Dak over Micah because Dak's indispensable, Micah not indispensable. And I agree, he's not indispensable because the chase down sack on Dak the other night was an ankle tackle at the line of scrimmage. I thought it shouldn't have been a sack. We could go on and on about that. But he now has the 2 sacks this year, and they're both chase downs over quarterbacks who have left the pocket and are almost back to the line of scrimmage, and he got Jared Goff, who I could outrun. He got him from behind with the chase down and tripped him up from behind. And I'm like, show me when he destroys the pocket and body bags the quarterback, because that doesn't happen with Micah Parsons. I saw a little bit of it when he was a rookie, but that's the last time that I saw it. And remember, on Sunday night, he's going against an offensive line in Dallas that is decimated. By the end of the game, in the 4th quarter and overtime, we've got a 7th-round draft pick in for Tyler Guyton at left tackle, and we started the game with undrafted at center, undrafted at right guard, and undrafted at right tackle. We are annihilated in the offensive line, and obviously we didn't have our best playmaker, CeeDee Lamb, for the game. And wait a second. Micah's defense gave up 40, albeit in overtime, but 37 in regulation. And I remind you, the last time that Micah Parsons faced Green Bay at Jerry World was a playoff game 2 years ago. Dallas was a 7-point favorite in that playoff game as the 2 seed against the 7 seed, and Green Bay scored 27 before halftime and 48 in the game. And I'm devastated by it because I'm like, where's Micah? He had goose eggs across the board stat-wise. Goose egg, just 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, that was a big game in which he ghosted us. And I'm saying to Aqib, you said before the game he was going to leave.
Saying it to me.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay, well, think about this. You said he's going to leave like a bloody footprint on this game, like on Dak's chest, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, what, 3 or 4 sacks? And you said, well, no, maybe 2, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the world was saying 3 or 4 sacks for Micah Parsons. And I'm saying, time out. His career high in a single game is 2.5 sacks. Mm-hmm. And here are those 3 games. He did it 3 times for the Dallas Cowboys with 2.5. 2.5. The first one came in his rookie year in a game against the Denver Broncos at Jerry World. We were favored by 10 points in that game. We were down 30-0 with 4 minutes left, and Micah had 2.5 sacks on Teddy Bridgewater, who can't move, okay? The second time, now we skip a year. We go 2 years deeper into his career. Yeah. 2023, at Carolina against a rookie quarterback named Bryce Young, who's about that tall, right? He got him 2.5 times in that game, and we won 33-10. I'm not real impressed with that. And finally, last year, his last full year in Dallas, last game of the regular season was at Jerry World against the rival Washington, now Commanders. And what had happened? The Commanders had clinched. It's Marcus Mariota and a bunch of backups, and Micah got 2.5 sacks, and I wasn't impressed. So I need a game against Philly. I need a game against Kansas City or Baltimore or somebody. Show me one where Micah wrecked the game, because last year in games at home, I saw Micah's defense give up 35 to New Orleans before halftime. To New Orleans. At home, I saw Baltimore lead 28-6 going to the fourth quarter. At home, I saw Philly beat us 34-6 with Micah playing every snap. And then at Philly, I saw Philly 41-7 with Micah playing every snap. And I'm saying, how did he get put on this pedestal? Because he doesn't have contagious impact on a defense to turn it into that defense that's going to dominate that game at that moment in his career. I need help here. I haven't seen it, and I didn't see it Sunday night.
Wait, you said that. You said it. Yep. I need help here. You're blaming him for the rest of the team not being good at their job. So when you said he should wreck the game, how many times? Because you said a couple weeks ago that people used to run through his chest.
Yes. Well, that was why Jerry said he traded him.
Has that happened? Has that happened this year, or are they running away from him? Because now he has actual guys with him. So you're not even targeting him anymore. You're running away from him, which I think that's why they paid him, right? Because he's a chase down guy. And that wreck was he stopped Dallas from winning the game.
He did.
By sacking Dak.
That's why you
I know if Dax would have got that touchdown, Skip, you would have been here going crazy. Where was Micah Parsons at?
He couldn't catch Dak.
He couldn't catch Dak.
I'm faster than Dak.
He caught him and ruined the win.
Wait, he was going to get tackled by Edgerrin Cooper, who was about to blast him at the 2-yard line. Want to bet? Want to bet?
He could have, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Right?
What happened the first time when Dak went straight, it was the 2 guys coming. He just got skinny, and he fell forward for 2 yards.
He got fat and blew right through. That's what
he did.
Cooper missed 4 tackles that game. I've seen with my own eyes.
My question is this, right? It's you're using this one person to give up a whole bunch of air pass touchdowns and shit, 48 points, because I know 48 points didn't come going at this man the whole time. Mm-mm. Okay, you traded him. My question as a viewer, did you get better defensively? Or are you on historic worst trajectory?
You're the worst defense in the league.
This is the worst defense in the league. There's about to be some historic shit. So clearly it shows that
we were historically bad with him last year, all year long.
No. But that was just last year when everybody on the defense was hurt. So the year before last year, was they historically bad?
Nope.
Or did they gave up 48 in a playoff game?
But that's in the playoff game.
Bad.
But what about the rest of the 17 games?
20,
was they historically bad?
Yeah, it was 17.
Or did they lead the league in takeaways, or was top 3 in takeaways and top 3 in sacks?
Yep.
It was a solid defense. The year before that, Skip, was they a solid defense?
Yeah.
They was solid. His rookie year, was they a solid defense?
Yep.
They was solid.
But
Skip,
were
don't
they
do that.
your Derrick Brooks Tampa
All right,
defense?
so
Were they
I
Ray
guess
Lewis?
Derrick Brooks never gave up 48 points ever, right? Well, I played with him. He was a little long in the tooth, but we gave up 300-yard rushing to the Panthers. Derek Debo was starting linebacker that game.
Okay, well, Mike is not long in the tooth.
All right, well, I'm just saying. So Bruce Smith or who else? Charles Haley never gave up 38 points when he played for the Cowboys? Never?
No.
one never scored
Through
30.
the dynasty year?
No one never scored 30 against the Cowboys?
Well, I can't remember.
They showed them get their ass beat on the documentary. The Cowboys got their ass beat. It was a little stretch. It was getting their ass whooped. Charles Haley was on that team.
They just edited that part out.
No, it was on the tape. I watched it.
You mean the late 96, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on those teams, but
And
they
they
didn't
was
give
getting
up
their ass whooped,
48. Well, they lost at Carolina, but it was close.
But that's a team. That's a defense. My thing is this. You're acting like they got rid of him, they didn't pay him, and this defense is like in the middle. You're last. Like horribly last. Like not even close to 31st. Right? You're back there somewhere. So how are you standing on we're better without him? Because everything tells me if you add him in with the team right now, you guys will be talking about Dax as a MVP. The offense looks so great. The defense is that bad. If you put him on this team, if you paid him, and they're 30, they're 27.
Hey, they would have
You
another
guys will
win.
be saying Dax is the MVP because the defense will be just this much better.
Hey, Parsons, the Cowboys would have another win. They would have one more win if they had Parsons right now.
Y'all probably would have won the
Because
Philly game.
You talking about the energy?
You probably would've won the Philly game.
To the Pack for the first 2 weeks, we were saying the Packers was the best D in the league because that's the energy, the contagiousness that you're talking about. He brought that to the Packers.
Yeah.
Now they was like this. They kind of hitting this. They gonna go up again. Skip, it's gonna happen.
How did they give up 40 to the Dallas Cowboys with Micah playing the whole game?
The Dallas
Dallas does have the number one offense.
I mean,
right
it's
now.
an offense,
it
but that's what I'm saying.
Dak
Your
is playing
offense
great.
is brilliant right now. Dax is looking
Right,
brilliant.
they're the best offense in the league for real
Your
right now.
defense is bad. What I'm
Even
saying-
without some offensive alignment and without
Bro, they're the
Superman.
best offense in the league right
Yeah,
now.
no, Dak's playing high.
But
level.
back to Kenzie
so
Point.
Adam.
Hold on,
If
back-
you add him, you guys are better.
Back to Kenzie Point real quick. I'm with Jerry on that. Hey, you tell me that his exact words was, take it. He told me to take my number off his dial.
That's a whole nother issue.
Off his
that's
dial.
a
Take
whole
my
nother
number off his dial. That's
Yeah,
all
well, I'm with
shit
you.
right there. I ain't never heard no shit like that. But if somebody tell me to take their number off their dial, you ain't got to
not
worry
calling
about
me.
league
No, I
calling
got
your ass
that.
no
No
more.
more. No more.
Jerry don't owe nobody shit. He is Jerry Jones. So if his agent, whoever, along that negotiation, then bridges got burned, you
Yeah.
told me don't call you. Why the fuck would he call you and tell you anything?
Agreed.
So I'm with Jerry on that.
No,
Like,
I am
hey,
too.
come on now.
Cody, would
you
you
can't
call him?
expect a call.
Would you
Jerry.
respect Micah
I
Parsons
mean,
called him?
no,
Because you're nicer than the league.
I thought it was wild. That's some stuff like you tell your ex-girlfriend in high school.
Take my number off
Take my
your
number off
dial.
your phone. Okay, thanks. Like
But you also know in a toxic relationship, you still gonna call.
No, see, that's the tie.
I'm still gonna call.
You're out. I'm out. I'll say this though, from two sides. I think they both need to move on, but I get Jerry Jones' side because he is a businessman first. He understands. He wants to be in the headlines. He wants to be that clickbait. He wants everyone to tune in and see what he has to say about Micah Parsons. I mean, it should have been dead and gone as soon as the trade happened. They should have moved on. I understand too that Micah wants to at least get his side of the story out and say, hey, look, they didn't tell me anything. I wanted to be a Cowboy. I still care about that fan base. They did me wrong, right? So it's kind of a he said, she said type situation. The other thing that made me laugh was Jerry Jones, before he said that quote, literally he said, I don't want to respond to this, took a deep breath, and then proceeded to immediately respond to it.
Of course.
And say all that. Because again, he's the business side of things. I want the clicks. But yeah, if I'm Micah Parsons, man, I'm done with that shit. I'm not worried about it.
And I think it's
We
good.
look great. What?
I think it's good though for the Cowboys, man. You kind of established that rivalry. Now you got a rivalry with Green
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
We fucking can't handle Green Bay. Not every time we play them, we got that extra juice.
Yeah.
To, at least we tied this time. We've been getting our ass whooped, right, Skip?
Yeah.
We getting our ass whooped by Green Bay. At least we tied this time. You know what I'm saying? We might see him again later on.
This was a win.
It's a win,
Yeah,
but
no,
we're good.
yeah.
If-
We got some extra juice. We got a new rivalry in Green Bay. It's going to be cranked up every time the Cowboys play the
But
Packers.
Micah has to drop that, though. He can't think about that going forward now. You guys were 2-0, best defense in the league. Didn't struggle. It wasn't the defense that struggled against Cleveland, but then you give up a lot of points to the Cowboys. I'm done with that. I'm out of Jerry's world. I'm done with that. We got to go get a win this week.
Like,
Yeah,
you can't linger on this
everyone
topic.
who was in it, they can say they won the trade. Jerry can say he won because we didn't lose. Micah can say, yeah, I won. Look, I sacked him. He didn't score.
Right.
I end up saving the game. So everybody gets to leave happy, right? Even if Jerry lost by 7 or 3. To him, he won, right? He won because everybody thought they was going to get smashed, right? So Jerry is going to spin it, no matter how he was going to spin it, as a victory. But the fact that they tied the game, this might help them later on because it's not an actual loss.
Yeah.
It's a tie, so the percentage is a little bit better.
It might
For
hurt
both sides. It could, but was it 1 and 2? What was it 1 and 2?
Yeah.
1, 2, and 1?
Who,
the
1.
Cowboys?
That's better than 1 and 3. That
2, and
percentage
1.
looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
But you've been really, really hard
But
on
it's
the
not
Cowboys.
because of that defense. It's because of Dak Prescott right now.
If you,
No,
end
that-
up- if you tied with somebody as far as losses at the end to make the playoffs, they're going to look at them wins. You're going to have one less
I got
win.
half a win.
Yeah.
So they're going to go.
Yeah, they're gonna go.
instead of you.
4-5.
You know what I'm
But if we're going off a percentage, that half a win saves me.
Yeah, but they also could be 0-3-1 right now, but Dak saved their ass against the Giants.
Yeah.
Like that's the
That's
thing,
what I said.
too.
Dak
It's not
is
the
doing his
defense.
thing.
You can't sit there and say, I won the trade. My defense is playing great. No,
think
Dak
if-
Prescott is playing
If you're Jerry,
Brandon Aubrey saved him against the Giants.
Yeah, but Dak had to get him in the
Exactly.
Dak had to get him in the range there
He did.
on that sit route to Ferguson over
if
the
you're,
middle.
if you're Jerry right now, you are sitting there thinking, damn, if I would have paid him, like, we would be.
If I'm Jerry right
We
now,
will
I
be-
wish somebody would tell me to take their number off my dial.
Now we'll be winning. Like we could be in a different situation, adding him with our defense because our offense is balling, it's dialed in. It's A. I got an A and an F.
Yeah.
A D makes me better. A D gives me hope. If
No.
we get the C,
No.
that is an MVP
Yeah.
right there.
I played with Von
Think about
Miller,
it.
Skip.
That
Gave
is
up
an
30 before.
MVP.
If you paid him, you'd pay him the most money anybody in football makes who's not
Who
a
cares?
quarterback.
And then you're
What does that got to
strapped.
do with anything?
Ridiculous.
Like,
You are screwed if you pay him.
You got to spend this money anyway.
I remember this. This is how we lost. What Jerry did is how we lost Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes was up. He was asking for money. And they made a decision not to pay him because of my contract, and said we didn't want to pay him more than Gil because we thought it was going to offend Gil. Well, when I got paid, this is what I was, right? When I get paid again, obviously I'm gonna make more than Larry.
Right.
What Larry is gonna make more than me right now. Cool. What does that have to do with me?
Nothing.
So Micah Parsons being the highest paid on the team has nothing to do with Dax.
Well, there is a cap, and now you can't add other players on defense that they will add. Just watch. Just
Oh, they will. I'm sure
Yeah.
they will.
They should.
I know they're going to go to
Yeah.
work.
The problem is when you add people, those are question marks. You know what
Yeah.
you have in Micah Parsons.
I can build off of it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, Skip, how much trust do you have in the Cowboys versus the Jets?